Alright, this is Mavrock for our second installment of Rocky Lake power leveling. I have to apologize for the last stream. The screen was off. Figured that out. Hopefully it's showing up like it's supposed to. Looks like it is. And another thing is, when we come to this lake, we got a setup going. Let me show you where I made the mistake. And when we go out, we'll come up with a better setup and come back in and see how it works. But as you see here, our rod is at 7.5. Then our reel went up to 7.7, and then our line is, well, in this case it's 6 pounds. This is not the real. This is what we want to look at. Same thing here, 7.5 going up 7.7, and an 8-pound line. We are actually going up when the correct way of doing it for a good setup is to go the opposite way around. If this is 8, this should have been at least an 8 or 8.5, and this should have been even higher. So we even with this, the rod should be higher than the reel. So we going through the 30-day challenge that we're going to on the first 2 lakes, and this was a challenge, so I had to pretty much catch a fish and move through. I think it was 6-7 days. So when we go out, we'll get a setup where you can run the whole 30 days without, but you'll obviously more likely have to bring multiple reels. We have place for 3. As you see, I have a float set up to help me out in case I needed it, so that's what I would bring. So what we're gonna do is we're on our 29th day, and then we got the 30th day, and then we'll have our challenge completed for 30 days on the lake. After this, we probably will only do 1 to 3 days of filling up the net and going forward. But the first 2, I wanted to get a jump on not only the cash, but as you see, we're already up to 57 bait coins off of two lakes. So it is working. This is a workable scenario. So we will go out and do the last 2 days and see how we go. You see here, you get this after catching 150 fish, I think it is. You get this Barbless X Series Barbless spinner, and it's a 3-off, and this will actually keep the small ones from biting. You'll mostly get trophies, uniques. Occasionally just you get one, but it's going to be around 2 pounds. So, and we have a 26, as you seen on the last one, we set this up where we had a 3-rod setup. We had a little chum chest mini, and we have a 26 pound fish weight on this. I fill it up until it turns yellow, and then I transfer. Now we use all night time. That way when we catch, it's going to be about 8 fish, then we can go to the next day. If you use float, then you're looking at 14. And I've just found that using this lure seemed to be more efficient. And we also came with the spinner. This actually works well as 2, but it's going to catch small ones because of the hook size. So we're going to use this 3 and see if the the rod and the reel is going to make it these 2 days for 16 fish. That's what I'm predicting is going to happen. So what we're going to do is we can start here, or we can start here. We're going to show you the spots that we use. And I haven't been looking at this chat, so don't see anybody there. So we're gonna go ahead and go fishing. I try to keep my eye on that. I'm bad about doing that, not looking at the chat at all. So as you see, we're at night. Give you an idea where we're at. We're on the high peak of that night. If we have to, we can change it. You can use this spot here, but I have found out that going over to this spot near the rock, let's see, this might be the, yeah, with this really it'll go all the way. So we're going to cast to this point here. I will show you those coordinates for that particular spot, and it's this right here. We also, sorry about that, we also have the barbless narrow spoon. It works probably like the rainbow spinner does. It's gonna catch both big and small, so it's not as effective route as we're gonna use the X series, as you will see. And what we're gonna do, close this down, is we're gonna hit this spot until we have 2 trophies or unique, but in 2s. And then once we get those 2s, then we're going to move to the spot. It's over there in the corner. We'll spawn over there, and then we'll hit this point here. So let's get started so we can get these 2 days over with. And with this, you're going to get a lot of bites as it goes by. The smaller ones are going to hit it. So what you want to do is twitch it and stay about midway, because most bites come between midway and, as you've seen, a little bit under midway. Not all the way to the bottom, just under it. And there we go. Holding both buttons down, and when it goes to the yellow, is it going to? This may be a small one, no, right there. I pump it one time, goes to yellow, I pump it again until we can get this fish in. And this is probably going to be a trophy or just under a trophy. Alright, trophy. Alright, there's our first trophy. So that adds 3 pounds to our basket. So we hit the spot again. And we're just going to repeat this process till we fill our net up. Remember, trophy or unique, you can go in 2s. That way we don't kill the area, let the fish run. And now I'll pump it in when it goes into the yellow. Now, as you'll probably see, try not to pump it when it's low, only when it goes up to the yellow. I would say normally when it starts clicking, pull back, but I've got my sound settings down, so you're not hearing that. Or my volume might be down. No, it's 100%. We might have a unique here, the way it's acting. I don't need to have my volume up that high. Alright, let's get back to it. Yeah, this is probably unique. Alright, get in here so we can move. Come on, almost in. Yeah, I should have done it. Yep, unique. So we add that. Alright, since we got 2 here, we're going to jump up to the map view, move over to the next spot, press go fishing. Now what I normally do is go up to this rock here. See these 2 rocks that look on top of each other? And that's my starting point. And show you the... Alright, I have 2 markers here. This is what we're going to be throwing towards. You see the X spinner there? And if you want to throw the rainbow, there it is, the 8th 1 ounce, and we got a trophy off of it. So that's the mark, because that's as far as it'll throw. That's the downfall to that particular one. I picked that up before I came in, but I like this better, this X series, which if you followed the first one and did like that, like I suggested, going the whole 30 days, you will get this lure. So there's no worries there, and it doesn't cost you anything. The rainbow spinner cost me, I think, 1 coin. Not positive on that, but it was an 1/8 ounce, and I really needed it for this rod, a bigger, a little bit more, because the rod is 1/5 to, I don't know what the limit is on it, but I know it's 1/5 at the beginning. Here we're twitching, and there we got. I like to keep it pulled back. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention was that you don't want to go max drag on this. Let me pump this, because it's going to kill your rod. This is already killing my rod because of the setup. I actually came in with a Callisto reel. I didn't like the way it was performing, so I left and came back and ended up with the, what is it, the 1500 win something. I have to look after we catch this. There's our first trophy for this side. That it was the Windcast. Oh, this is the Crucian Hunter 4000. So we just got our first one, and we're up to 9 pounds. We will fill the net up before we go to our next last day, and then we'll achieve the 3 bait coins. Let's see. Now I entered this at level 12. There's another one. Level 12, and we have already almost hit 24. 12 levels we've gone, which is just like, I think White Moose was the last lake that popped up on my levels. I'm not sure if level 24 gives me another lake, but we'll decide where we're going to go from here. I'm possibly shooting for emerald for maybe 1 to 3 days. We'll just have to look at it, see where I want to go from there. Or at least the trophy. I don't think it's unique. Oh, not unique. That's 2 unique so far. So that was a good catch. And caught 2 there. So go to their map, change spots, go fishing. And like I said, I normally come to this rock, and then cast it along here. We're at 14 pounds so far. We are a little over halfway, and we only caught four fish so far. I said this lure will catch pretty much trophies every time. Occasionally it's only a 2-pounder. It's good XP, and it's also good credits too. We'll look and see where our credits are before we change days. Sometimes you'll reel it all the way in, and then sometimes you'll catch one right as you're picking up think you're not going to get one. There'll be one right at the edge of the water. Just like that. Alright, let him run. Oh, that's something else I need to warn you about. Yeah. Can't believe I did that. Oh well. That was a good one too. Gotta keep your line tension up, or you'll lose them. So that's normally why I hold back the whole time I'm fishing it, and just pump it when it's at its highest point. There we go. Let him run. Alright, it drops. And now that it's up, when it goes into the yellow, I pump it. Oops. You gotta be careful. I'm gonna lose another one. And just pump it in the red. Keep an eye on the reel and the rod, and you'll see that it's going down. So that's why I went ahead and skipped some days without. I had to catch at least one fish, and then I would move it to the next day. I did that for like 7 days because I did not think the rod would make it that long. But as you see, we're already down to 71%. This would really surprise me if this is another unique. And that's a trophy. Trophy rainbow. Alright, there's one. Catch one more and then we'll move. We're already 18. Oops, I must hit the rock. Alright. There we go. And we just bob it using the twitch method. We're gonna get a hit. This lure works really well, which most people know X series are really good baits. And you normally get them from challenges, from tournaments, from competition. When you win those, you get gear like that. Here we go. That should be our next one. Oops, didn't mean to drop it. Only drop it when it goes into the yellow. You don't want to drop it when it's at a low point. This may not be a trophy. The way it's coming in, looks maybe just like a 2-pounder maybe. Nope, it's a trophy. Alright, so now we are at 20 pounds, so we'll probably, on this move, we'll probably hit our max. Like I said, move up to the 2 rocks. Hit your point at the back. And just twitch it. I really want to, when we finish this 30 day, I really want to go out and come back just for, see if I can have a better setup. This was not a good setup. I just tried to see how it was going to do, and then I think I got close to the 15th, and I said, well, no, there's no way this is going to make it. So I used bobber until I can get, so so I could get some fish to get me to the 29th day. Didn't want to stream the whole 30 days. That's why I've been off. Looks like I haven't streamed in about 5 days, so I do a couple a day. And if you could do it all in one day, that's great, but not a lot of people. Some people don't do this every day or for a long period of time. See, this is what I was talking about. This is not a trophy. But it's 2.7. It's right under a trophy. So we may only have to catch one more to fill up our net. Still gave me good XP. Hey, well, thank you. Yeah, I just seen it. I wasn't looking at it. Oh, missed one there. Happy Halloween to you too. I'm not much on Halloween. These Halloween events were interesting. Yeah, I've been off 5 days trying to narrow down this leveling guide. Am I missing it? Nope, didn't get any that time. Been working on the fishing part of this guide. Show people how to level up faster. Nope, nothing yet. That would definitely cut down on my streams. It'll come though. Hopefully I will. I'm not getting any bites. I might want to check the time. I usually don't have any problems. Of course, we're trying to catch the bigger ones. And business email going off. Yeah, that's weird. Normally don't take much. Alright. It's going okay. There we go. Let him run. Oops. Pump it whenever you go into the yellow. Might have a unique here. The way that keeps going in the yellow. No, not really. Not big into it. I like the Halloween event they have. It's been an interesting. Got all the way to Japan. And then lost my lure. I didn't do something right. I didn't know what I was doing. I know now, so next year I'll get it. The only way to get the lure now is to pay for it, and I'm not doing that. Alright, there's a trophy. And as you see, our net went into the yellow, so that means it's full. So we're gonna go to the next day. Oh, let's look at something. Fish Keeper, we got 2100 in rewards, and we'll see what XP we get from that when we move to this day, which is day 30. We got 1200. I range from 2200 credits to 2200. 1400 was my max of XP, depending on what fish you catch that day. So that's a pretty good haul for this lake. And now we're up to 61,000, and our bait comes at 57, which will be 60, and I would assume that we'll probably be at 63,000 by the time we were almost down to 4,000. That's how far we've came. So we'll do this last day doing the same method. Cast to the point, catch 2, and then move on to the next point. I normally have this upgraded spreadsheet, and I haven't. I need to do that after I finish this stream. Our focus here is to help others out while at Fishing Planet. Oops. See if we get a unique. We had 2 uniques on the last one. I think that's the most I've gotten. I've never gotten 3 uniques in a session. Alright, goes up the yellow, pump it again, pump it again. I probably could have done 4 days and been okay. Looks of my rod and the line. I need to put this in a video format. Oh, come on. Almost in. It might be a unique. Yeah, I think you will be. It will be a unique. He's really putting wear on my rod. There we go. He's in. Oh, he's just a trophy. It's a big, big trophy. Nice. If you try to float this, it will take on average 14 fish that you'll get, and you'll catch, unless you catch just trout, then you'll probably take 4 fish to get it, 14 fish to fill your net up with a 26-pound keep net. But I want to get a better setup, but I'm tempted to go to Emerald next. I don't care too much for Everglades as I am emerald. Now, I don't think emerald's gonna do much better. We might move to white moose, and I know that definitely, but depends. In that case, I'd have to buy a kayak to go to white moose. So I'm still deciding if I want to add that in there, but basically the first two I like to get ahead of my bait coins, because there will be things that you buy, hooks, lures, and there's the next trophy, so we can move on. Move back to the corner. Stroll out here to the rock and fish that wall. I gotta check that here in a minute. I might take a break here in a second. Just for short. There we go. I should have pumped it. I could have lost it then. If you pump it when it's at a low point, then there's a good chance you can lose it. I remember seeing on Fishing Planet, they said that the swordfish, which I haven't got that far yet, they took down the how hard it is to bring it in. So they changed the mechanics on that. We'll eventually get there, but best I've ever done was Congo. And I had to hit Amazon and Marion. I had to hit them hard and just keep going, because it's just a grind. You want to get to those sea venues, or that's what they used to call lake, another name for lakes or places. Then I thought I had him in. This might be unique. He's giving me a fight. So the first two, we're just getting a jump on our bait coins and credit, as I said, because a lot of times the worst problem is running out of money, and we're trying to get ahead of that. Alright, we're 13. That's the first one over here. Go over here and see if we can get the second one. Well, no, I will. I don't think those are records. There's the other one. That was only a trophy. I would have thought it was unique. The rainbow trout, for some reason, they have a bigger fight, I think, than the cutthroat or the Oregon. Now that one, you're probably not going to pick up an Oregon. Now, I could be a liar, because this one actually looks like one. No, it's not. It's either a cutthroat or rainbow. That's pretty much all you're going to get. The bigger ones, you can actually use the spoon or the rainbow spinner, and that will bring in occasionally an Oregon. I think they call it an Oregon red band or something like that. Another trophy, rainbow trout, and we leveled up. I like to go through there and see what we got. There's that green pod stand I was looking for. Yay! That's where I wanted to be, on bait coin. So we didn't get another lake. We got some more lures, and we were going to move to here, and I'm going to take a break real shortly, and I will be right back. Alright, we're back. Go ahead and hit this spot where we left off. Again, we go up to the rocks and hit that spot at the back. Why is it showing red? That's weird. And we are at 17 pounds, so we might be able to. No, it might be one more on the other side. You want to stay in the middle or just below the middle. That's normally where I get the most hits. Two speed seemed to be good, but I never, like I said, I never do max drag. That's why I got one click down. And you normally can bring any fish from uniques on in. That's why I brung 8 pound, and that's kind of like where I want to be. But when we finish this, I'm gonna go out. We're gonna see if we can find a setup at level 12. Might be that you need to stay at Lone Star until level 13, or come to Rocky one time, get up to level 13, go back out, and then start your 30-day. This one's acting like a smaller one. We're gonna go to day 31. That will give us, but we're not gonna pay for the 300 to stay. So I want to evaluate a setup at level 12, possibly 13, and see what we can come up with. Because we went from level 1 to 12 in the 30-day. There's our first trophy. We're going to be close. We might have to go to the other spot. But it's definitely going to be 2 fish at maximum. I could go, but the whole idea behind this is fill up your net and then move to the next thing. I would have had more funds had I done that, but 6 or 7 of the days I went ahead and skipped because I didn't know if my rod and reel setup was going to make it. Another thing is we use Twitch here so that we can, it will automatically snag the fish. If it's smaller, it won't. As you just seen a few seconds ago, there's another one. Those are bites from smaller fish, and since I have a 3 off hook, it's not hooking them. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Could have lost him. This is the smaller one. I think it is. I'm sure giving up in a fight. And he's going back out. Oh, we might have a unique here. Nope, just a rainbow. So we'll definitely, next fish will be the end of 30 days. Alright. See our line. We're in the yellow on both. We probably, like I said, could have gone maybe another couple days, but I went ahead and skipped so I could go ahead and stream these last 2 days. Alright, that's, well, I thought it was going to be a small one. He's running. And I did it again. Gotta be careful. This looks like a smaller one for some reason. Come on. I could have lost him just then. I don't think he's a trophy. Another cutthroat. Oh, we can catch one more. You can max out the weight just a little bit. So the next one will be it. Probably, hopefully it's a trophy. If not, we'll take it. If it's not, I actually got 30 pounds one time, because I never moved until I put it in the yellow, which wears down the net. Getting a little too low there. But I probably could have stopped right before it topped out. If it's too big, it won't even let you put it in there. But when we leave, it's probably going to ask me to fix it. Let's see here. Come on. We need one more. Notice most of my bites have been right below the middle mark. And we're gonna get one. Just punch, punch. Nope. Throw it out there again. We do it by twos because if we don't, then it doesn't give time for the respawn of trophies and uniques. So that's why you move from one side of the lake to the other. Helps with the respawn. Imagine if my net was bigger, we'd probably run out of trophies. Here we go. Run, 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 run. Alright. What's this one gonna be? Looks like a trophy. See him out there in the water. Alright, come on in. Should be about there. That should be it. And it was a trophy. 4 pound 178. And see, we hit 30 that time. So we're gonna get our coin, our achievement here by going to the next day. Let's see what we ended up winning. Oh, that was a big max. 2,300. That's a nice haul. And somehow we got another bait coin. I don't know how, but we did. So we'll move to day 31. And we made 1,100 XP, which is kind of low, I think, but the credits were high. So that was good. Alright. I guess we're going to have to extend it. It's not going to give it to us, so we're going to have to extend it. And there it gives it. We got Xberries Nano, which we can use here now, and we got 5 Bitcoins for doing the 30 days. So now we're going to see where we're at. We're at 64,000. We have 63 Bitcoins, and we've only done 2 lakes. And we won't be doing 30 after this, so we will leave and we will check out see if there's another setup at around 12 or 13. So we'll leave here. It should give us our max. During those 30 days, we had 30,000 XP, earned 52,000, and look at all these challenges we achieved while we were there. We can actually go back and do some of these if we wanted to, but we're not going to. We are going to go back. As you see, it's having me fix this stuff. I don't know that I want to do that, because I'll be changing this. Probably won't change that. Elemental 6, I don't know. If I have to, I can put it. But normally, some people, it'll cost to fix all of them $3,472. And since we're going to be changing these out anyways, I don't think that's going to benefit us. So we will cancel this. Yeah, we'll cancel this. And we are looking at shop. And the rods, I use a match rod. I don't know if we could use a spinning rod or not. We said level 12. We could have gone with Allura. That was 3 to 10 pounds at level 12. If we went to 13, there's not much difference there, except for the lower weight. So you got 3/8 to 3/4, and then you got, so that probably would be our best bet there. Let's look. That's 3 to 7. That is a 7/7, which just needs to be higher. So let's look at the reels. Might get that. That's 4,000. Spin reels at level 8. I think I got the best. 8. Yeah, see, this is what I tried. No, this one I tried. And that wasn't a very good. See the max drag on it. Let's go back. It won't let me. Stay. See the max drag on it's 5.75. That wouldn't have been enough. So what we should have done, and I think we did, was we went with this one, which is 7.7. At level 13, that would have been a more suitable match. So that's why I'm saying going to level 13 is probably better for Lone Star. Do your 30, get to level 13, and then try to clease probably the Feed Forcer. Yeah, that's the other one I was looking at. It's a little bit more. Yeah, it's level 13. So we are going to see this at 8.5 reel. What was the rod that we were looking at? Aurora. 3/8. That's 3 to 10. And the reel we were looking at. Stop that. the feed forcer, which is 8.5. So you're looking at 10, 8.5, and then we can use the 8-point line. So I'm going to try that. So let's get the feed forcer. Is that right? Yep. I want to buy the feed forcer. We'll go to the rods, spinning rods, and I am going to buy this Aurora. And see, it's level 13 too. So you got this, and you got 6.3, but I am going to go with this 7.6. I was using a match rod. I will say that. But I'm interested to see if this would not be a better setup. So we got one Telefloat. Now let's put this back home. And we want rod. Where'd the rod go? I thought I bought the rod. Oh, rods are okay. There's a rod. And then we're gonna put the feed forcer on there. And take that home. That's why I can't put it on feed forcer. Okay. And then our lines. We've only got 4 pounds. My backpack has a worn out 9. And that's what we want right there. I'll probably get rid of that. Yeah. Buy another one. That one's good. So we will have to buy some line. What was that? Was it floral? I think it was floral. Yeah. It's 8-pound line, 240. 150 yards. That's what I bought. So we're going to go with this. In my backpack, inventory. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's look at this. We got a rod that goes 3 to 10. Our max drag is 8.5. Our line is 8. So my line is less. My line is less than this, and this is less than that. That's our difference. So, using our spoon, we're going to equip this. It says it's optical. And we're going to go give it a shot. Oh, it's right there. We're going to Rocky Lake. It's a level 5 lake. And we got a discount, and we're on. We already got everything except we're going to spend 15 just to see if this is going to work. And we use a private room. Go fishing. This is a trial run. We'll go back to night. Alright. We can throw to there. I am going to increase the drag to there to see what it does. And we're going to see how this setup does. Alright. Pretty good setup it looks like. Probably can increase to the 1 like we did the other time. Alright. It's going into the yellow. We get a trophy. Yeah, we want to see. I like the way that worked, though. This is probably your ideal setup for the guide I just showed you. But I want to test it up against a trophy fish. That wasn't a trophy. I'm gonna get it as a trophy. I see what I'm doing wrong. We want 2 speed. Yeah, that's better. I wonder why it wasn't. That's why I went to 2, because it was hard to keep the lure level. Seems to be working good. And let's see. Not hitting it. Throw it out there again. I like this setup. I should have gone one more level. Even though I hit 30 days. Should have went one more level. There we go. Let him run. Pump it. Oh, we got a unique, I believe. Yeah, it's a good test. So far, everything looks pretty decent. I would still bring, after testing this a little bit, we went to 98 there, and that was a trophy. So I would bring 2 of those reels so you have a backup and full rod, if not 3. Definitely going to level 13 before you leave Lone Star, and I think this is a better setup. I definitely think it was. We've caught 2 fish and it didn't take the percentage down but 1%. So I think this is a better setup. Let's bag that one. And we're going to leave. He was just testing it. I want to see what we have available to us. No, cancel. Now, I gotta decide for the next one. If we're gonna go to Lone Star, let's see, Lone Star we've done. We have Everglades, Nearing River, Emerald, White Moose, or Falcon. Falcon's another trout lake that does decent. But what's going to make the difference is this right here. But to do that, let's look at the fish species. And what we'll go after is this here. So, I think it was shiners I used. Yeah, shiners. Average weight is 17 pounds. So we need something that's 17 pounds. Obviously, we don't have that right now. So, first thing we need is a kayak. and that's the one that is the better of the two. That's 22,000. That's going to cut us pretty much in half. So let's look at our rod and reels. We only need one line, one rod, one rod. We need one rod, and we are not going. We're not going for 30 days on this one. So we want to go with a match rod that can handle it. You got the Phoenix 915. Another thing you need to take into account is that for us to go, it's going to cost $7,800, and the license is $4,000. So that's going to cost us $11,000 of that number up there. So let's go ahead and buy Phoenix 1210. You gotta make sure it's a bobber. There's the lure, this is the bobber. So I'm gonna buy one of those. Hopefully it'll be enough to do what we want to do. Spin reel. We need. Where's the float rod at? Okay, Omni float. We can't use that. We need to go home, and we want the Phoenix. All right. Now this tells us what kind of drag we can have. 19.5. We need something just under 19.5 on reels. Spin reels. Yeah, I got a lot available. Fat Boy gives us a max drag at 14. At our level, it looks as if that says 15.4. That's 13.2, 15.4 Fat Boy spin. That's actually a good reel. But that's the best we can do. See there? So we'll have to go with that. Buy one of those. We're at 35,000, so we're still within range. We'll have to buy. Let's go ahead and attach it. So let's go back home. Fat Boy spin. See, the 15.4 is less than 19. And this needs to be at 20 inches. Yeah, I think so. If I remember right. So now we need line. We know we don't got that yet. That is 15.4 or less. So I like to go with floral line if I can. See what it gives us. Alright. Last one it gives us was 15-pound line. That will actually work perfect. Is this 15-pound line? Okay. Got inventory. We want to connect that line. Adjust the length. Of course, the backpack is full. I forgot about that. We don't need this stuff. Yeah, go back home. Put this in there. Cut it. Alright, there we go. We already have the bobber, the chubby. The backpack is full. So we might have to make some adjustments here. Our backpack is full because we need a better, and we also need a better one of these. So let's go to KeepNet. Next available is 14,000. I think I want to go 66 pounds. We're at 26. If we go here, debating what I'm going to do because it's going to be 17 pounds. Go quick. We can go with 9 or 14,000. I think I'm going to go here. Alright, we're down to 25,000. But we also need tackle box to give us more room. I think this is the one I was wanting to go with. Gives me 25. We're at 3. Be 2,300. It gives me only one line. We got that one line. Jump chest. Is there another one? Nope, that's it. So we're basically at the handy 2. So we'll go ahead and buy that. Go back to our inventory. Home. What's it under? There we go. Handy 2. So that expands our backpack to 36. The other thing was the net. We need to change that out. And 66 pounds. We're going from 4 point. And now we're at the 66 pounds. Now here's the thing I forgot about. A kayak. Uh-oh. So, we need a kayak. And we don't have one. So we're gonna have to rearrange because we're only down to 22,000 now. We've got that, and we have, we have that one. We have the Aurora. Let's see. Let me think a minute. We might do, because we need enough to go. So I think we'll go to Emerald. We have these lure setups. And what we'll do is we'll go to Emerald for 3 days. Cost is $3,900. We'll fish Emerald for 3 days. That'll be on our next stream. And then we will move to White Moose Lake. Like I said, I'm not much on Everglades. This won't help us out. This will help us very little. The Emerald should help us out a lot. So what we'll do is fill up the net on a 3-day trip, and we'll stream that whole trip, or try to, and then we'll be able to go to White Moose Lake. But by that time, we're probably going to level, or we might be able to skip this and go directly to this here, which is a good, it's a good lake. This one here I don't like too much. But that will be our next steps. Our next lake to get is Quonky Lake. I'm not much on that one either. So we'll see. We'll see you on the next trip. Hope you've enjoyed and hope you got something from this, even though my setup was wrong at the start. We fixed it. We found something that would work better. So go to Lone Star till level 13. Once you get to level 13, both of those, you go to Rocky Lake. Both of these are 30-day trips. Lone Star, 30-day trips, because we want to set ourselves up good with bait coins and cash so that we don't have to go backwards like I see very much, hear about it all the time. So that's what we're trying to put together, is something where you're going, but you're not going to have to go backwards. Now, technically, we wanted to go to White Moose Lake, but as you see, we got 22,000 left. A kayak is 22,000. So we're going to have to go to Emerald Lake, boost up that credit a little bit, and possibly XP. So on our next one, we will be going to Emerald Lake. So we hope you've enjoyed this session, and if you like what you've seen, and the last two that you've seen, and want more, please hit follow, and y'all have a great day.